Hello everybody, welcome back to Just the Basics here with Factorio 0.16.x, and we have had a dramatic increase on the coal, and it is also now being driven from here to up here so that we can actually power all of our furnaces, which have also been expanded. So we now have the full 20 boilers to 40 steam engines. This is as much as a singular water pump can cover. And, oh boys, that's doing us a number for our power. That's good to know. And that number apparently is about 27-ish. And, yeah, you can... this is around last episode. And that's after that. So, yay. Good for that. Of course, that's not doing us too great with our pollution, which is expanding. When isn't it, really? I always get worried early on in the map whenever you see just whenever you find that most of your base is actually in the limit of the red for what the pollution will draw as. It's always disconcerting. But, either way, we are working, and our iron is getting heavily munched. We are currently processing grenade damage, because we do in fact have all of our military science now being fed into the research system, and evidently we are creating quite the iron shortage, because we're... oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. It's not magnificent, but we got more to work on. Okay. We could work on more grenade damage. I think we are probably going to want to work on guns, though. Guns, turrets, you know, anything, really. Let's see, both of these are 100, so... modular armor. That could be entertaining. But I don't have the systems to make batteries just yet, so it's a little moot. Let's go with that. We will be working on modules in short order, but it is not this day. So, in order to progress towards our tank, we now need one further color, and that is blue science. And for that, we need engines, mining drills, and advanced circuits. As ever, our metric here is that we are aiming to have 40 per second. So let's go with our science. I believe it's the... there you are, science pack 3. Before they actually had names of what they were. That's going to require 76.8 assembly machine freeze with full beacons and modules. And going into that, it's going to require 64 making engine units, as well as 12.8 making electric mining drills. Once again, these advanced circuits are going to be the big problem. But, for right now, we can at least get things such as the engine units going in. And it's going to require, let's just go to visualize here, it's going to require a grand total of about 6.4 making pipes, and then we need to get steel as well as gears in there. But this is the number that we're interested in because these two are actually on our main bus. So if we want to increase that, we can just increase our major thing. And that'll just get us the engine units. Then there's the 12.8 that will make the electric mining drills, and every part of that is on our main bus, so that's fine. This is the hard part. Because it requires 7.2 making plastic. And that, in turn, requires that we get access to oil. We're not going to be doing that this episode, though, because looking around, I don't really like any of our options that we currently have visible. We have the one singular little oil spot there. We have the 4 up here. It's not great. We need something that's a bit more clustered, a bit more dense. So, I am probably going to have to drive around. Doing a lot of that, yes, thank you, turret, to try and get that working, but hey, for right now, we're just going to try and get our start with the blue science. So let's begin by plunking down where our pipes are going to come from. So let's see, 1, 2, and 3, and we want 6 of these, and because we just upgraded our grenades, we're not quite getting to the point of getting rid of things, but we are very close. You can see how little was left on that. So every single time we upgrade the grenades, we get a little bit further, a little bit closer to having no worries when it comes to clearing a whole ton of trees. which I'll be honest is quite frequent, depending on where you start. And I've talked enough about exactly how that goes down. So let's see, that is 6 making making the pipes for our engines, and then another 64 making the actual engines. All to the aim of making us our blue science. So we're not even going to be using these engines. There you are. Now these just use iron, so that should be relatively straightforward for us. And 64 assemblers for this. Oof. We're gonna have to think about the logistics of that, because there's 3 ingredients that go into that. It's going to be 1 entire lane of steel, plus the 2 lanes coming out of pipes, and we're also going to have to worry a little bit more about the gears, which go into a few things, for which we apparently are going to need 6 lines for. But for this, I wonder if we can make this a little bit cleaner. Well, for right now, we'll just do it this way. We can work it out. We can fix it up later. Make it work better later. For right now, we're just going to try and get all of this hooked in. And we definitely don't want to be feeding off of that line, because we're already using that up here. So let's go across to about there. Why not? And that'll be the first one. So grab, 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 out, out, out. Same again over here. There. And since this is going to need quite a bit of iron, let's also grab this off of different lines over here as well. We don't have to split everything every time. To there. Okay. And that's where it goes in, so that it can hop over. There we go. Now, we already have a few engines being made inside of the mall. This is going to be more than a little bit industrial by comparison. So we hop over to here and head way up here. We're getting quite a ways from the mall. We are going to have to move the mall at some point, but it is not this day, so I'll take that as a kindness at the very least. Also, it's night, so I guess it couldn't really be this day at all, really, but, you know. So yeah, up here, we don't have anything currently, but this is the major thing. So here we have the pipes. Takes a grand total of 2 pipes per, and pipes are only manufactured in singles. So, yeah, that's why there's 6 going on here. And let's grab some more of those, because I'm going to need them, and I'm probably going to need more undergrounds. Sure. Right. So the major problem in regards to making blue science, obviously, is the fact that we have to get access to oil. And early on, you only really need oil for making petroleum gas, which all of it will break down into. And for... it's not a mandatory thing, but since you're probably working with trains anyways by that point, it generally tends to make sense to have a bit of work going into... There we go. Going into the solid fuel, particularly because that's necessary down the road when you're making rocket fuel. Obviously, that's a bit further down the road than we are right now, but hey, that's something to consider. There you are, okay. Just gonna bring power further down here. Because boy is it not really reaching. There we go. And then we can not drop this here, because that would actually be right in the way of our bus. So about there, once we get rid of this tree. There we go. Okay, so there's all of the pipes being made. And now, for the 64 on generators. Or no, generators on engines. I don't quite know why I'm calling them generators. Maybe I've been playing too much Dead by Daylight. It's entirely plausible. Okay, let's actually stick that onto grenade damage 2, just so we can not have to worry about clearing for a bit. Now, I don't have 64 assembly machines on me, so let's just go grab a few more of those. And, yeah, so the big problem we have is getting the oil. And whilst you don't need it for very much, it's this kind of thing where you don't need it at all until you need a ton of it, and then you have none of the infrastructure for actually, like, processing it and such, so you have to set up a whole ton of stuff before you can even really say that you've moved an inch. I'm really not a huge fan of the way that it works, but oh well. Let's just set a condition on this. So that is less than, say, 200. And then I can get rid of that. Whereas this, we want to limit that to maybe 50 tops. Because we don't need assembly machine 1s for basically anything. There. Okay. Always nice to have things wired in that regard. And you can do much more interesting things with your mole down the road, but no, not for us, not right now. So yeah, to get oil going, we're going to have to set up a train. Trains are going to require their own support network of fuel and unloading, as well as loading at both ends. And we're also going to have to worry about getting over there and defending our interests. Ow. Because our neighbors are not the least bit happy with what we are up to. So, yeah, that's a thing that we need to be worried about. Let's leave, like, 2 spaces. 2 assemblers worth. And then put you onto engines. There you are. Okay. So, we're going to want a... Let's see, by the mixtures here, we need 40 a second of steel, 80 on pipes, and then 40 again of gears. So we will send the pipes just straight on through here. And then we'll send a 50-50 either side for our actual engines. Like so. And we're probably going to want to Ow. Ow. Dang neighborhood kids, apparently. Ow. Glad I'm wearing some heavy armor. Although apparently not heavy enough. Well, I guess it's about time we moved this down. Somebody's here. No, bad. Okay. It's my life. It's now or never. I ain't gonna live forever. Song references older than my audience. Okay. So yeah, we'll feed a 50-50 in here. We're probably gonna have to rework this a bit to fit in all of the beacons and such that we'll be using down the road, but right now we don't have that, so not a huge concern. Okay, and an out. Like so. Okay. Yeah, let's just drag that along a bit. So that is our model, as it were. And they're attacking near the iron, but the iron thankfully has defense in place. Okay, so that's 6, 8. And just drop that one further along. That gives me a mark of 4. There we go. So that's 8 right there. That's 16 total. 24. 32. Am I correct about that? 16, 32, yep. So 2 of this will get us all done. Oh, and you thought these were big. You thought these were the big chunky things. No, 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 no. We have not yet begun to chunk. Okay, so whilst I'm running back for more supplies, surprising nobody, as you can see, that's a lot. Now bear in mind, the actual output rate of this at its peak is going to be 40 engines per second. which is 1 belt. So consequently, what we're going to have to worry about is actually doubling that and then combining those two into a singular belt. Also, this is going to eat iron like you would not begin to believe. So that's something else that we need to worry about, is we are going to have to drastically increase our iron production between now and then. Fortunately for us, though, then is going to be quite a ways off, because we don't plan to be running this at full bore just yet. And probably not for quite some time. Okay, let's get the gun darts going up. I can't believe that. Mid's just like, mid-fort, I get who knows what lobbed at me. Such juvenile aliens. Maybe they, in fact, maybe they were juvenile aliens. Who knows? Who knows? I'm going to give the aliens the benefit of the doubt that they can be childish. I will, however, worry if whatever they threw at me was caustic. Things aren't going to start crafting up just yet because we haven't gotten everything put in, but nonetheless, this is the beginning. It begins to lurch to life. A spasm of motion. Which is also going to cause ripples up the material lines, so other parts of the factory are going to start waking up a little bit. And that naturally is going to cause a bit more pollution than we previously had, so yeah, this is gonna get bad. Okay, let's just clone that and shuffle it to a decent point here. So let's leave room for our turrets right there, but yeah, I think we're probably gonna have to rework this anyways when it comes to beacons, so just dunk that right there. And let's see how our new grenades work. Still not quite 100%. But we are doing the work. And there's a rock. That's called Dwayne. Dwayne the Rock is currently causing us some trouble here. Whoop. Oh, we have trouble. Oi. I wish a douche would. Come on. Okay, we're gonna have to deal with that. We're gonna have to deal with that. But not today. I think that power ball's really strictly needed, but we'll put it there anyways. No, I see you there. God, there's so many. I can't quite make out the bottom of our line here, so let's get rid of that. Okay, that shouldn't be a problem if we just do that. That's one way to get around these. It's about the only way to get around them, really, because, yeah, they're a pain. Okay, I'm going to put a turret up here, because that seems like the responsible thing to do. In fact, I'm going to put 2 turrets up here, just to be especially safe. Because I'm not 100% certain where these ones are coming from. Over here seems the obvious option, but if they were coming from up here instead of that way, then I suspect we'll find out one way or another that I've probably picked the wrong place. Hey, okay. So we got this coming in here, and once again, we want to make this into that, and one side getting steel, and the other side getting just the gears, which fortunately happen to come off the same section of the belt. And we want to be grabbing the second one, so we're not grabbing anything from military science. So that's where the splitter goes, so we want to go to there. There we are. Watch them gobble this up. There you go, fellas. Enjoy, you are now one material away from manufacturing. That one material being gears, and there is nothing as yet that uses that. So we'll just add ourselves a loop there. Get that to there. Bring it all the way up so it can actually meet its origin. There we go. Perfect. And now we just have to get it all the way over there. Move that, though. Yep, you just hang out there. And the reason I could flip this and have it actually just taking a singular set of these and just splitting them out, but that's going to mix with our lines a bit, so we don't really want to be doing that too much. Yeah, I don't like that much. Right, so let's see how we do here. As you can see, engines are very slow to craft. Their actual crafting time is 10, which is also more than the advanced circuit. Advanced circuits are also a massive pain in the neck to craft. And it's also almost as much as the science pack itself. In fact, it's the largest thing. It's equal to our military science packs up here. And look how much effort we went through to make those. But now we have those. And later on, we can get the other one in. And that'll be making all of the engines that we need. Just to make this one science pack. And that's before we've even touched oil. Yeah, blue science is a heck of a ride. But it'll be worth it in the end. I do promise that much. Because if we look at that, we get things like electric energy distribution, and we can also get some of the later upgrades for the stack inserters, and also we can get braking force so trains go faster, and material processing so we get the electric furnace, so that's much less use of coal, and it goes on and on and on, but the only one we care about is military free, and the tank. And it'll be very, very intensely clear why when we actually get there. But it's gonna be a while before we get there. So, I shall as ever catch you all next time.